Hello and welcome back to another episode of World of Warcraft Hardcore. My name is Syken and today we're continuing the World of Warcraft Hardcore series where I am playing on Stitches, the official hardcore server, and it's time for Rumble in the Jungle. We've made it to the Stranglethorn jungle where a lot of the quests are located here in the very upper region. Just noticed though that I've forgotten a couple of them down there in Booty Bay, so I think we'll need to do the few kill quests first and come back for the crocodiles, for instance, a bit later. 30 minutes and then the Heartstone cooldown is off. Anyways, so let's start with Stranglethorn again. I mentioned it a couple of times when we were in Stranglethorn. It is just potentially one of the most grindy zones ever, but I don't mind that. And the reason why I don't mind it is because we have a class that grinds very, very well. Warlocks can chain pull, specifically with world buffs that I'm currently not having. It's an area where a lot of herbs are also to be found, so herbalism will be just a very nice addition, and we will be able to hopefully push alchemy to 200. And Stranglethorn also has the advantage of really 10 levels worth of quests here, so I'm a big Stranglethorn fan. Albeit Stranglethorn just takes some time overall as well. So what are we going to do? We need Jungle Remedy, which is that little camp up there, Young Panthers, which we're going to do, and of course Stranglethorn Tigers. I think we're going to start with the Tigers, then are transitioning into the Panthers, and then are going to do that camp up there. The fun part about these guys here is there isn't really that much to know about them. The tigers have a quick attack speed, and just like any other feline, they have almost zero extra abilities. I think the only tiger that I've ever met that has extra abilities, other than stealth of course, is the one in Winterspring. It's a 60 elite, and this guy can fear. Ferocious beast, a lot of people die there, and unfortunately around him there are also many hidden, as in stealthing enemies on top of it. So definitely the type of guy that you don't want to mess around with. We do have 5 more to kill. I'll fast forward until we are at the Panthers. Alrighty, time for some young Panthers, which are surprisingly enough not that different from young tigers. Panthers, I think, do have growl and can, as a species, do have growl and can sneak, whilst tigers do have the dash ability and just hit a little bit faster. I might be wrong.
That's still recharging.
Super cool pets, by the way, if you play a hunter. I always liked feline companions.
I'm out of range.
Good. Let's get all of these guys down.
I can't pass that yet. That spell isn't
The cool part about the kill quests is you just know exactly when they're over. Just need to get the kills and then they're done. I much rather prefer that over, say, drop quests.
That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet.
Good. So, yet another Panther down. I'll herb a little bit, kill the other 4 panthers, and then fast forward until we are up here for bad medicine. Alrighty, we're done with the tigers and panthers, and we're at the by far most annoying part, which is medicine men. Oh boy, am I hating them with a passion. Whoever has designed them needs to be shot. First, they need to be fired, and then they need to miserably experience living without a job for a while, and then they need to be shot. Because that idea, I don't know who had that idea. There is definitely a reason why you wouldn't want to put a lot of healing abilities onto characters. And specifically not full heal abilities plus renew that don't really have a lot of cooldown. The medicine men, if you pull more than one, it's just a absolutely miserable existence. Just look at the amount of damage that this guy is soaking. With my paladin, this was even more unbearable because I was dealing less damage, and the whole concept of the character class paladin is or was out sustain enemies and kind of slowly wiggle them down, right? So medicine men totally make this whole thing very much obsolete, because all of a sudden you have someone who can out-sustain you much better than you can out-sustain them, and unless you're getting a fear through, like I did, he's just going to heal these guys up like it's nothing. And together with the fighters, it's actually becoming a bit of a problem. So only way to deal with them is hard CC. Luckily they don't by themselves deal a lot of damage, but yeah, they invalidate a couple of character concepts, let's put it that way. Anything that is just winning by outlasting your enemy, you're not going to do that against two cursed medicine men. I can promise you that. And I've at this point just given up on the idea of killing them with the first rotation of dots. I'm just dotting them up again and then letting them soak all of the damage. And sometimes, in rare cases, their renew is even that strong that they get off a second spell, which again makes it highly frustrating. Let's see if we can stop one casting. There we go. Fear right away. Gotcha, bitch. Well, that would have been a perfect situation, by the way, where our Fell Hunter could come in clutch, because if they counterspell that, of course they are easy to down, but since we don't have the Fell Hunter yet, tough luck. Good. Gotta get some more jungle remedies, and I think generally speaking we should have everything else, right? It's just jungle remedies.
I can't cast that yet.
I know that at later quests
That's still
you need to get into the house up here-ish. But I think in the first iteration of the quest that's not the case.
I can't cast that yet.
By the way, we got a rogue in our group. That guy is currently trying to get a Gnome Regan group together. Not sure what exactly he's doing to drop that low. But this guy is living on the edge. My character has never been that low.
That spell isn't ready yet.
Ever.
That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet.
Alright, Charnok is low, 20%, not great. So I'll take over a bit of aggro. Oh, that was a mistake to move forward. That was a mistake to move
Not
forward.
enough mana.
Good, Charnok, my good buddy, heals himself. And we just need one more medicine man and we should be done, right? Jungle remedies, plenty. Okay, cool. Let's get that.
That's still recharging.
Alrighty. There we go. No, it's not done yet. Alright. I'll fast forward until such time when it is done.
Safe travel.
Very good. So,
Be careful.
let's trade in.
Have a good one.
7 intellect. I think ours are slightly better. So we'll take the money
Be
grab here.
careful. Safe travels.
Oh yeah, that's all a little bit too high in level. We'll come back in a few levels. For now, no thank you. And I don't know if we even want to bother with the Pages of Stranglethorn. It hadn't worked out the last few times, so I would say the answer is no thank you.
For the Alliance.
Good, let's hand in our hunting quests.
See you around.
Very
It's honored,
good.
friend.
Trading in
Light bless you.
2 quests immediately. And we can continue with tigers, panthers, and a couple of raptors over there. Also, I've been asked to join a group of Scarlet Monastery. So that equally might be an option since we're only just a few minutes in. I might actually do this in this very episode. Let's see where everybody is. It's 2 people there. 3. I mean, I'm furthest away. Alrighty, so the guys that I'm grouping with are giving me a huge treat for the first time in my career. I am going to be the one that's being summoned as a warlock. So 1, 2, 3. They're moving up there. Since I'm furthest away from everybody else, that just makes a lot of sense.
That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet.
In the meantime, we're going to take down the slightly stronger panthers, as well as the slightly stronger tigers. This plateau here in front of that troll temple, that is just very, very good for for hunting purposes. Hundreds of these
too far away.
tigers and panthers, and on the other side the raptors.
Still recharging.
So that's where you can quickly accumulate all of the kills. It's getting a little bit more difficult afterwards. The fun part is the next time after the dungeon that I'm teleporting back, I will be in good base, so I can pick up a couple more quests so that it's not just hunting. I failed to do that the last time.
That spell isn't ready yet.
Almost on
I
our
can't
way
cast
to
that
level
yet.
34, which will be huge because we're going to get new spells, and we're getting ever so closer to that level 40 mark, and we're finally going to have a mount. Looking forward for that. The days of walking are soon over. Oh my god, my voice is escaping me.
I'm out of range.
I'll just shortly fix my voice, fast forward for you guys. Good, so we got the panthers done, we got the raptors done. That plateau up there is completely cleansed. Now it's just a matter of getting a few Stranglethorn tigers. And I think then it is almost summoning time, to be precise.
I'm out of range.
My friends are moving alongside here. Lali is already there. It's the worst if you are the first one in the dungeon. And specifically, like Scarlet Monastery is not that easily reachable for Alliance. That's a bit of an unfortunate situation. Then you have to wait for quite a while until the rest is there. Luckily, we do have Warlock.
I'm still recharging.
Unlucky for the Warlock, in 99% of the cases you are the one that needs to run anyways, because you are going to summon the others. You are the protagonist of the summoning, so always there. It's a bit like being a main tank in a guild.
I need to get closer.
Good. Let me get the last tigers down, and maybe I can trade that in an even level before we're going into the dungeon. We do have 4 more tigers that need to die. I think that could be doable. I'm not sure if we can still trade in, because the guys are running. But they don't have mounts, right? So we're still at 340, which means, yeah, maybe I can actually trade everything in.
I'm out of range.
Also need to look for the levels. Like this one here is still very much doable. Level 33 enemies, no problem. It's exactly our level. And if we're now leveling up, then maybe the next one is still doable. But Stranglethorn has quests all the way up to 51, I think. So it is a huge area. Massive in that regard. Good, let me get the last 2. Good. Last tiger died just in time. And we got 3 nice little quests to trade in. Also got some Raptor Eggs on top of it. That's always a bonus. Some Raptor Flesh. And since we now are a master cook, a master chef that can work with literally everything, I can make a good stat food out of it. Wonderful. So we can push a couple of levels forward. All of our skills are looking fine. Really, I am excited about how the Warlock has turned out so far. Definitely surpassed what I was expecting. I mean, I played a Warlock in Classic, but I didn't fully appreciate and remember the leveling process.
Need help? Go with honor, friend.
It's the last time I
Help?
leveled Destruction.
Have a good one.
That also worked, but was
Keep your
definitely
feet on the ground.
more glass cannony. We're going to give him more health before going into Unholy Power. And these guys are almost done. Almost. We can maybe kill a few more Elder Strangothorn Tigers, get a bit of herbs in, and then we're being summoned. Fast forward to that point. Good, there is the summoning. Here we go.
That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet.
I'll summon the other guy. No, unfortunately not. Got improved Void Walker though. As you wish. Good. Let's go into Scarlet Monastery, and we are going for Graveyard, which should not be a problem, and then we're going for Library, which also should not be a problem. But the good part about it is we are going to get some really nice caster loot, hopefully. Alright, we got in, and I can tell you this is the sketchiest group I've yet been in. Gosh, so unorganized, I don't even know where to start. I'll drink my elixir, I will for sure eat my stat food, because I got a feeling, well, this group is going to be one of the special groups. Not sure if I even want to be there. So what happened, and in the middle of it I couldn't start recording. What happened is the tank aggroed two elite casters from the beginning, and instead of clearing them, he just ran in, aggroed 4 more, and then put a consecration down as if he would be the Uber chat. But he's only level 33, so there is that was a really not good idea. And as a consequence, we were fighting 6. Then things were starting to run off, and as you can appreciate that, then soon then we have a problem. And in order to not have that problem as well here, I will just Curse of Recklessness on every single one of these guys.
That's still recharging.
Doesn't matter how the parse looks, I just want to make sure that they are not running away. Comes at no surprise that again we're body pulling. Paladin tanks, man.
That's still recharging.
Not a good idea. Not a good idea, not a great idea either. But luckily both this and library are easy enough to not wipe, so we should be okay.
That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging.
If I do not put Curse of Recklessness on, nope, but I should put it on. Okay, I answered my own question. I was like, is it going to work out?
Tell me everything.
Good. Wreck on this guy.
Naughty secrets. That's still recharging. I'll rip the secrets from your flesh.
Good. First quote-unquote boss. Not really boss though. There's a locked chest. Can't really open that either. Pella runs in.
I can't pass that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't pass that yet. That spell isn't ready yet.
So let's see how well we're doing with just putting lines of dots up.
That's still recharging. I can't pass that yet.
As it was expected, the paladin will have trouble in keeping aggro. The other warlock, who is 2 levels higher than I am, apparently drew said aggro. Oh man, this is just a traffic accident waiting to happen. It's like when a completely drunk person steps into a car, and I will try to be the one that is trying to prevent that car accident, but this year, not good, man. I should give myself a rule of thumb: never group with a paladin tank. Just don't do it. Recklessness, recklessness.
I can't pass that yet. That's still recharging.
Without full curses, our damage of course doesn't look that hot, although it's okay. I mean, we're pretty much in the middle. Undeads, luckily enough for us, do not run, so this is going to be relatively straightforward. Dot up and go. Named mob. Paladins can be decent tanks against undeads because they do have exorcism, but it doesn't really solve any of the other issues. Getting a third shard here just in case.
I can't pass that yet. That's still recharging.
Okay. Strange pathing that this guy has. Iron Spine, I've never seen him. Strength's Aggie Ring. Nice. Not bad. And our tank does what he does best, just ignores that there are additional enemies left and right.
That spell isn't ready yet. That's still the target.
It's not exactly a mage where you can just bomb them, and Hellfire is a pretty double-edged sword, but it is against weaker enemies. If you do have healing backup, it is a way of dealing with these guys. We now all have Curse of Weakness. Well, wonderful. Yeah, man, paladin tanks. I don't know. There's a reason why I never wanted to tank with my paladin. Specifically, since the paladin has such a good holy tree, it's so much noticeably better than any of the other trees. Maybe the guy is playing a challenge, who knows? Well, it's possible. Maybe he is playing a challenge, like a arcane mage build, where you are just allowed to damage with magic missile. Would definitely suck as a build, but it would be would make for a great challenge. I'm just careful not to over aggro because this guy has literally 0 mana. Here's the thing. The reason why I think that paladin tanks are bad is, it's quite obvious actually, but the many reasons that are compounding is, number one, compared to druids and warriors in particular, they don't have any survivability cooldowns that wouldn't impede their ability to tank. Yes, they can draw bubble, but and well, I mean lay of hands. Okay, so lay of hands, but that's once every 60 minutes, so hard to argue. Now, but here are the real kickers why they are not good. They have 0 aggro mechanics other than their holy damage, and unless they are the best geared, highest level, they will have a problem. 2, they cannot do anything when they are out of mana, and that means they will need to spend a lot of time just regaining mana, which for a tank just adds an extra element of strain to the whole group, which wouldn't elsewise be there. And then, on top of that, they need to buff their seals every 5 minutes, which again puts another pausing on it. So it's inherently slow, and even when they are... Oh, they don't have a ranged weapon, I should add that as well. And they are not great in single target tanking, because they are inherently bound to all of their holy damage, and that's all they can do. So bottom line, I would say, I can see little, but works for him. I mean, yes, shamans can also tank, but everybody agrees that that's a bit of a meme, and that it's nice if a shaman can pull it off, but that by no means it is a legit tank, right? Whilst for Paladins somehow, specifically the retail players that are used to Paladins actually being tanks in the later editions, they come in with the expectation that that is the thing here, and the reality is it's actually really not. I don't want to complain too much. It's better to have a tank as opposed to no tank, and for easy dungeons like this it works out. But yeah, you can see he's drinking after every single pull.
We hunger for vengeance.
That spell isn't ready yet.
And the only reason that this here goes as well as it does is that the dungeon itself is just really not that difficult, to be fair.
I can't pass that yet. That spell isn't ready yet.
Alright, cast the loot. Yes, please. That is very nice. Definitely going to need on this. And we got ourselves an orb. Good one, to be precise. 12 spell power isn't bad at all. Moving on to the other side. Okay, so back on the other side. To be fair, my initial criticism about the group is potentially still valid, but the group at least partially redeemed themselves. It was an easy dungeon, therefore they managed to not F it up. And we got a orb. Now all we need is this, is the dagger here for a set. That would be dope, wouldn't it?
That's still recharging.
Paladin tanks, by the way, are also the only tanks that ever died under my stewardship when I was healing. So that has to mean something.
That spell
It's
isn't
not
ready.
tanks, it was just one tank, but
That's
still,
still recharging. That spell isn't ready
point
yet.
stands.
That's still recharging. I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet. That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't move that. That's still recharging. I can't pass that yet.
And the Paladin is out of mana again. Very good. Easy enough. All of them are not allowed to flee.
I need a target.
Oh yeah. Well,
Now
that's the problem with the paladin.
That's still recharging.
Needs to jump over the fence in order to even get there. Fantastic. I shouldn't make so much fun of paladin takes. I'm pretty sure this guy is trying very hard. It's not his fault that the class has been designed the way it has been designed. Intellect, stamina, but unfortunately leather. It is great though for the healer.
That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging.
Alright, let's get them down. The pulling though that the guy is doing is actually quite solid. He could be pulling much, much worse.
That spell isn't ready yet.
Well, this is what you get when you're annoying them. The owl effectively tanks this one instead of the actual tank. Part of me wants to just summon this, the Void Walker and help him to tank. This is just how poor, how bad I feel for him.
I can't cast that yet. That's still recharging. I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging.
Good. Enough Warlock smack talking about the Paladin tank. Hunter's Man Loxley is next. That's actually an encounter that a potential Paladin can tank relatively well.
Release the hounds!
Go ahead, release the hounds.
That's still recharging. I can't cast that yet. That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet.
There we go. More damage. And this is our friend Warlock showcasing how to Hellfire. I might do that as well. And we got some hunter loot, of course. Let's hope for the dagger, the spell dagger from the librarian. That will be fun. Still wondering how he intends to tank that guy, but okay. I guess we are going to see.
I
Yep, you should interrupt the healer first.
I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging. I can't cast that yet. That's still recharging.
Yeah, the no running away. I think that's just worth it. It makes this run, trivializes it to boringly simple, but that's what I want. I just want experience, decent loot, and boringly simple. Okay, maybe we've just met the point where it no longer becomes boringly simple.
I can't cast that yet. That's still recharging.
And by the way, you should Curse of Tongue these guys. The other Warlock, I was giving him some praise beforehand, but now he's starting to just zoop this a little bit too much. Wonderful. Yeah, forgot about the room, my bad. That is how groups are going down. If I would have had the succubus, I would have definitely crowd controlled. But it seems that for Ostanaka, it is just a tool. To do a little bit more DPS. He has everything on autocast. Ostanaka, if you want to seduce a target, just mark it. Maybe some more CC would help. Always being friendly, even if these guys are doing a couple of mistakes. Lali, for instance, could have also done a bit better with their crowd control. And now the diviners are coming in. And see, therein lies yet another problem. Paladin is indiscriminatory. Oh, come on. Curse of Tongues, man. I thought you were doing that. The other Warlock is slacking. Anyways, therein lies another problem of the Paladin. He breaks CC. His Consecration is his only form of aggro. It's as if the Warrior would be redesigned that Whirlwind is just dealing most of the aggro. By the way, spoiler alert, it's not. Some warriors might think that, but it is really not. And yeah, with that, it would break CC. It's just a larger radius. Well, so much for that whole CCing. Not the fault of the Warlock, to be entirely honest. Not much you can do. If your tank breaks your own CC, or must break your own CC in order to even stay relevant with the threat.
That spell isn't ready yet. That's still
Good.
recharging.
In here, I will not curse of wreck.
That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging.
Mainly because if they're running out, it's almost too late. Yep. The distance is just too high. This takes a while. Good.
I can't cast that yet.
This is typically the position where most of the library runs go south. If you F up the pull right there, then it can become a bit tricky.
That's still recharging.
Completely wrong curse that the guy just said, yet again. Not agreeing with what my fellow Warlock friend is doing here. Not agreeing with it at all, but okay. Can do as he pleases.
That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet.
Two more rooms, then we're at the final corridor. It's taking a little bit longer than expected.
That's still recharging. That
Good.
spell isn't ready yet.
Wreck on both. And you can see it's almost pathetic, right? Like the owl is tanking that chaplain off of the paladin. It would be funny if it wouldn't be so sad at the same time. I'm feeling really bad for him. But maybe, just maybe, they asked him, hey, could you tank, buddy? Not sure why the level 37 said, I'm going to be the healer, whilst Anvil Slayer here, it needs to tank, but okay, it is what it is. Classic logic. And look at the threat meter. I mean, he's trying hard to keep threat, but Layla here, the hunter, is almost always surpassing them. And that is already with salvation. The monks are nasty. Gotta be careful with these guys. They can kick.
Still recharging.
They don't deal a lot of damage, but they have surprising survivability, and they can kick in together with the chaplains and the other healers. They actually make for relatively decent, quote-unquote, tanks for the Scarlet faction.
I'm out of range.
Rolling for the chest, beat my 67. Alright. Going once, going... Oh well. Ostanaka snipes it. That was a bad pull. I think he pulled another group. No, he didn't. My bad.
That's still recharging.
That's a nice little shoulder item, 9 intelligence, but we have a better one. In the defense of Ostanaka, he's really trying to make the crowd control work, but yeah, it's not working against Sandal Slayer.
I need a target.
And they put. That's
That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging. I can't cast that yet. That's still recharging.
Ostanaka drops. Oh, oh.
That spell isn't ready yet.
Ostanaka almost down.
Not enough mana. That's still recharging.
And he doesn't get them off of the Warlock. Warlock starts to fear, which is beginning of the end. And there we go. Paladin killed him. Alright, well, we're doing this, and a little bit of that. And the Paladin has just solved his own problem. Hunter feign deaths. Yep. Well, GG. That's the end of today's episode, my friends. It was a eventful one. Remember how I said it was a disaster waiting to happen, and that I will try my best to basically not kill them. The Warlock went in hellfired, knowing fair well that I am Curse of Recklessing them. Then he tried to fear them, which didn't work out, clearly. And now we do have a solid double kill in Scarlet Monastery. Ostanaka says healer just disconnected. That is not the case. the healer Alter 4 in the hopes of this solving his problem. Not sure if it does. But yeah, well, it's one of those situations where it was fun as long as it lasted, but now it's no longer fun. Now now it's effectively a problem. That's a sad end to an episode. Got a almost full wipe. Almost a full wipe. Yep. The problem is that paladins should not tank. You cannot CC with consecration. Sorry for your losses. F and stay safe. All right. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. And up until the next episode. Bye-bye.